Good morning, everybody. excuse me. John here with FNP Wargamers, and this is the FNP Morning Show. Hopefully, you all are having a wonderful Tuesday morning. You guys started your week off right by not being upset that you're back at work. I hope so. I know I did, though I was excited to be getting off work yesterday and getting home. You know, who likes to be at work? Anyways, so let's talk about some rumors. Well, first up, I apologize. I was meant to do a show yesterday morning, and I pretty much had a little insomnia moment, and actually fell asleep at about 10, almost 10 o'clock yesterday morning for about an hour and a half, 2 hours, and then had to get to work right away. So I apologize that I fell asleep right when I was about ready to do the show. So yeah, that happens from time to time. Lovely thing. This pseudo insomnia or light insomnia, whatever the doctor called it. But you're not here to to listen to me rant on about that. We want to talk about rumors. So a number of things. I am going to be covering a little bit of Age of Sigmar today. Not much. It's just rumor mill stuff, and we will cover some 40K rumors. And we'll also cover some upcoming 40K releases, and I think that's really about it. So let's dig in on the Age of Sigmar stuff first. So Age of Sigmar. First up, we know that the Old World, that's going to be their version of the Horus Heresy, that'll be coming out in about 2 years or so. I think they said it's about 2 years down the line. Don't expect anything anytime soon. I wouldn't even expect us to get any major whispers until maybe March of this year. More than likely near the end of this year, we'll get like a little brief update. Sorry, I wet my whistle with a little bit of delicious coffee. So that's what's going on in the Warhammer Old World. Still don't expect anything anytime soon. And if they do, it'll just be a brief update. But I don't expect them to put anything into production here on the Warhammer community page in any major in-depth articles over week after week after week or anything like that. It'll more than likely be once or twice this year we'll get an update just to remind us that the Warhammer Old World game will be coming out in about 2 years. So the other thing that a little bit of rumor that I got passed on to me, and I talked about it on our blog. If you go to fnpwargamers.com, actually I'll pull our webpage up. We actually do have a webpage, and I started doing the blogs again. We haven't done a blog in quite some time, and I figured, between the shows and the blog, we can at least get information out there, get it dated, saying, hey, look, we put this information out before a lot of people. It's a numbers game. It's a click game. So I've done one on the vision. We talked about that in a show last week, vision for the Marvel Crisis Protocol picture, my little breakdown of the different abilities and what I think you're going to be able to do with them. And we also talked last week about the New Year's Open Day that Games Workshop had, the Warhammer New Year Open Day, or New Year's Open Day, they did last Saturday. And I did a brief show about that Saturday morning. And so I put out there, and I went back and re-edited this a little bit to make it makes a little bit more sense. So my reveal theories, or basically maybe my wish list, is we were going to hear about Seraphon, which is the Lizardmen for Age of Sigmar. We're going to talk about Psychic Awakening 5, Tau, and 6 Orcs. We didn't get anything about that, and I should have known. Actually, I should have known. I expected they would have revealed that information. They would not have revealed, hey, this is the new and upcoming stuff that's coming out in about a week. I didn't expect them to go, hey, here's the Sisters of Battle stuff we already talked about for the past year and a half, and you knew that was coming in January. So it was a bit of a letdown, but I digress. So I put some of my predictions and Aeronautica Imperialis and Underworlds. I put, new warbands. I think originally I put new season. I meant new warband. I got that mixed up with some TV show seasons. Anyways, so make sure you head on over and check out the blogs. Give it a good read. Maybe comment on it. Share with your friends and family. Share on your Facebook page, whatever. At any rate, I want to talk about the Seraphon, or the Lizardmen. I'm just going to keep saying Lizardmen because I prefer that over the Seraphon. The angelic terminology for the Lizardmen, which are now considered demons, if I understood correctly, but they're good demons, if that makes sense. They're along that same vein that demons are. So, I don't know. I'm not even going to delve into that. All right. So, rumor is that we're going to see them in the first half of this year. Not probably until the April-May timeframe. Probably actually leading into summer. We might see them. It could be early June that we might see them. But they are coming in this first half. Or at least it's an update. It's one of those two things that we're going to get. And that's probably going to be the big one we're going to get at Adepticon, the last weekend of March. So something to look forward to, you Seraphon players in Age of Sigmar, and you guys have been waiting for it. Or those of you that have just been waiting to jump on over and play Age of Sigmar, you're just waiting for the Lizardmen to get an update. I would not expect a massive model, a redo, new wave. The only thing I would expect, and I think most of their stuff has already been repackaged with their new, that white box and all the little, the new icons and the new fonts and everything. I think everything's already been redone. More than likely, you will get at least one new model. That seems to be the thing going forward, and it's very likely that we're going to see the Seraphon boxed with another army, and I'm not sure which. I'm going to do a little bit of a quick review over who still doesn't have an updated book. I think everybody does now. I think Seraphon are one of the last. I think they are the last one. I'm going to double check on that, because I believe it was Seraphon and Caradon Overlords and the Disciples of Tzeentch were the last ones that needed updated books, at least with the new logo and whatnot. So I'm going to double check on all that, and I'll find out. So they might be paired up in a box with another group. That seems to be a new reoccurring thing that we are seeing with Age of Sigmar. So we're going to actually use that as a segue into, well, before I do the segue, this whole thing started with, if you roll things back with the not Feast of Bones, it could have been Feast of Bones. No. Oh, Carrion Empire. Yes, Carrion Empire, when it was Vampire Counts versus somebody. Stormcast Eternals, I think. And then we had the Loon Curse, which was Sylvaneth versus Gloomspite Gitz, dual release there. And then we had the Feast of Bones, which was Osiarch Bone Reapers and the Maw Tribes, and then followed up coming out this weekend, Aether War, which is Disciples of Tzeentch and Caradon Overlord. So you're starting to see this pattern where, like, hey, here's your new updated books, ladies and gentlemen. Here's your endless spells, your War Scroll cards, maybe a new character model. Actually, I think that's the big thing you're seeing is each of these boxes are having the normal array of models in it, but a new character model as well. So you're seeing that's now 4 boxes in, and it works really well for Games Workshop because they've repeated this process over and over and over again. Now, I think we're on box 4 or 5 now of them doing this. So that leads us to believe that there's likely another box coming out, and it'll be the Seraphon and likely one other that needs an update, or they're the oldest of the newest updates, if that makes any sense whatsoever. If not, then I don't know what to tell you. Let me take a drink of coffee real quick. All right. So now I'm going to segue into Warhammer 40,000. We're not going to talk about the Adeptus Sororitas just yet. So there is a little bit of scuttlebutt passing around that we are going to see a similar thing happening to Warhammer 40,000 that we're seeing with Age of Sigmar, in the same vein that they're releasing 2 codexes, a box set, and characters at the same time, and data cards, dice, that sort of thing. So we're starting to see or the rumors are starting to circulate that that's what we're going to see going into 2020, probably mid to late 2020, and then all the way into 2021 and possibly 2022, but I'm pretty sure 2021. Remember, we got 24 factions that we've got to crank out. Now, I don't think it'll be every book is going to get that sort of update. I mean, stuff like Knights and Chaos Knights, put them in a box set with I don't see that really happening, but I do see that taking place for a lot of other armies. So it'll be a quick way for them to go, hey, here's your new codex. Here's 2 new codexes. So we're picking up the release tempo, which has always kind of been an issue with Games Workshop. And, well, not even issue with them, issue with the players, especially the tournament players, that vocal minority that need their stuff updated faster so they can, compete, and you don't go through these long gaps, these long waves of people, or of these gaps of army books coming out and people being upset and complaining and whining about, this army is just so powerful, until the next army comes out. It's like, oh, this one's now so powerful, and then the next one, and it's just this domino effect of just never-ending complaints about, this new codex is too powerful, or it's not as powerful as the last one, that sort of thing. So if this rumor does pan out, and we probably won't know until March, near March, April timeframe, probably Adepticon. I'm going to keep saying that, Adepticon, that we will probably see, especially after Psychic Awakening, they're going to do these dual releases. Here's your box set for about $185. You're going to get a smattering of already existing troops and some others, probably an elite or a heavy support or something along that lines. A brand new character to go along with it, or a revamped character model. And then there'll be dual codex release with data cards and dice. And I think that's what we're going to be seeing. If the rumor does pan out, then we should be seeing it by summertime, or just after summer. And that's also kind of piggybacking the release of the new edition. If that does happen this year, I'm feeling pretty confident it is going to happen this year. If not, then it's going to be 2021, because this whole Psychic Awakening is going to have a payoff, and it's going to lead into something. Now, Games Workshop could go on a solid marketing move would to be have the Psychic Awakening end, right? Psychic Awakening ends, big reveal, big payoff, and we deal with the ramifications for one, basically a fiscal year, our time, not Warhammer 40,000 lore time. So 1 year goes by, which could be about 100 years lore-wise. And the ramifications of all that start to play out into the new edition, which is just probably going to be a cleaned up version of the rules. In the same vein that Age of Sigmar went from the basic Age of Sigmar into the Soul Wars, or essentially second edition. They're just not calling it really second edition. So we might see summertime 2020, the conclusion of Psychic Awakening 2, and then we'll have a year for them to, and I think this would be a solid marketing ploy, I guess, or scheme or plan, is to let that cycle for a year, and during that year cycle, that's when they're going to be cranking out their box set, the dual box sets with the new dual codexes and all that stuff. It's going to be rapid fire every other month. Every month we're going to be seeing new box set, new army, new model, or new models. And then come 2021, summer 2021, spring, summer, late spring, early summer, boom, here is your new edition, Age of Mankind, Age of the Emperor, whatever they call it, Age of Chaos, or the Age of Xenos. The Age of Psychics. I don't know. I don't care what the name is. Hopefully it's a cool one. I think they are going to rebrand it, though. Instead of just Warhammer 40,000, they are going to rebrand it as Age of something. I think it would fit, and it would allow them to essentially reset the clock on their number of editions, because once you start getting to these high numbers, that also starts kind of making people go, good morning, Nam. That gets people going, oh, you guys are like on your 12th edition. What is wrong with your game that you've needed 12 editions to, to get to this point? So that could be a good way for them to reset the clock and rebrand not only the game, but the image of that game, going, hey guys, we've redone the game. We fixed it up. This is a brand new game type, brand new way to play. And we're starting a new saga, a new cycle for Warhammer 40,000. So that is, I think that's what we're going to be seeing. So I'm going to put that in a blog, in the blog sometime this week. My predictions for Warhammer 40,000 and what we're going to be seeing. This is just a prediction thing. It is add in a couple rumors and some logical guesswork, if you will. And just we'll see if it pans out. If it doesn't, hey, it doesn't hurt anybody if it doesn't pan out. I'm saying, hey, this is what's going to happen. This is what I'm predicting is going to happen. Sorry, I took a drink of coffee there. So I think that's what we're going to be seeing for Age of Sigmar, and we're going to be seeing for Warhammer 40,000. So if you're wanting your codex anytime soon, with the exception of the Adeptus Sororitas, I don't think so. I don't think you're going to get it, ladies and gents. I think right now they are going to drag out that codex release, and then it's going to be this massive tide of releases every month. Every month we're going to be getting 2 codexes approximately every month. So we'll see how that pans out. Let me refresh the Warhammer community page. Since I see at least one person from the Marvel Crisis Protocol League that just started at the Atomic Hobby Shop, and also somebody that plays it very religiously, I would almost say. It's still holding true that I double checked this morning that it looks like I think it's also been confirmed that the 17th will see the release of Shuri and Okoye, which will finish out the last 2 members of the Wakanda affiliation. So you'll be able to field them as a full team. And I think that puts them at a 13-point team, so that gives you room to likely slide in another couple models. Because I think Killmonger and Black Panther are both cost 4 points, or 4 threat level, and then Shuri is 3 and Okoye is a 2. So that's coming up for Marvel Crisis Protocol, and of course Venom, which I believe was at a delicious 4 as well. He was ridiculously cheap for what you're getting out of him. So something to look forward to on the 17th. Good morning, Texas Wargamer. So now I don't know. What I don't know is it's a release date on the 17th, or if it is that is the pre-order date. So hopefully I'll know today or tomorrow, and then I can respond in kind. Hopefully I'll know today, and then I can bring it up in tomorrow's show. If, of course, they don't already announce it. So something to look forward to, which means that by the end of the month, we should be seeing the Thor Valkyrie available, and hopefully Loki and Hela. And then I think after that it'll be Vision and Winter Soldier with the terrain box that has the garbage truck and the oil refinery truck from Roxxon Oil. So I think that is what we're going to see very likely come the end of the month. So it doesn't look like they're updated their page anymore. So let's start with a few things here. Let's get into the rest of the Age of Sigmar stuff and the 40K stuff, and then that should be the show. So this is just a news update. If you missed the rumors, just watch the show afterwards. Go back and rewind, or maybe I'll recap at the end here. So they've had this thing, Conquest, and now Mortal Realms. It's basically new as a weekly magazine, and it's only been in now it looks like this is the Age of Sigmar version. It's coming to Spain and UK this week, and it's essentially a subscription where you get a magazine, you get some miniatures, a playmat, dice, everything to play, and then it has basically, if it follows the Conquest line, every issue will get you instructions on how to build models, how to paint them, do scenery. And essentially, it's going to be a way for you and another friend to grow an army, and it's going to surround the Night Haunts and Stormcast Eternals. It's going to be a cool way to do it. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it. It worked well in Japan, supposedly, if they brought it here to Spain and the UK, but they have not released it in the US. I don't know why they wouldn't just do it as a worldwide release. Maybe they're still testing to see how well it goes, how well it grows. I'm not attacking any economic nations or anything like that. I don't know what the spending habits are like, say in the US versus the UK or Japan or Spain in regards to how they buy their armies. I see here, here in the US, more often than not, they just grab everything and go. We want our stuff and we want it now, and we buy. Now that's my observation. That's not. I don't have no proof to back that up. It's just years of experience. That doesn't account for anything. That's just my experience. No, I have no idea on the prices on that subscription, and like I said, it's only in the UK and Spain. So sorry, Nam, I don't really have an idea. Supposedly, and I'll dial back, ladies and gentlemen. I was answering a question on in the chat group here. Supposedly this is a slow grow. I think it's like 7 or 8 issues, and by the time that you're done, you should have pretty much everything in this picture, if I understood correctly. So, I'm gonna go back and take a look at Conquest and see how that worked. But I think it was like, it could have been more than 8 issues, but essentially it was over a course of a year. It might even be 12 issues. There we go. It might even be 12 issues. So every month it's kind of like a slow grow escalation, like a year-long escalation process. So you buy an issue. It tells you how to use those new models, how to paint them, how to build them, how to play with them, and all that jazz. And then you wait for the next month. So it's a kind of a easy way to do an escalation, a year-long escalation project. So in a way that's really cool. I feel like for them to do this, it would have been better if they would have done that with other kits. But in this way, they're able to use these snap fit, easy to build kits. It's easier for them to do that over as opposed to, here, buy your Harlequin kit, here, buy this kit. It's supposed to be an easy thing for new hobbyists to get into either Age of Sigmar or just into the hobby in general. Or for, I don't know what the pricing is. I wish I knew, but it can't be that much because most of the stuff is easy to build kits, and then you get into the more complex models as you go on. So hopefully we might see this in the US. I'd be interested to review the process and maybe even take part in it. And if you subscribe from issues 1, 2, 3, or 4, you'll receive a free gift to enhance your collection and improve your hobby. I'm betting that you get free gifts along the way. So some of the stuff is actually really cool. And the old clippers, kind of, I'm like, really, you're going to give us old clippers? But they probably have stockpile of that since they've gone to the new precision side cutters. The old mold line remover, or is that that's the old one. Plastic glue, which I'm not a big fan of. They really like pushing plastic glue. The brushes, that's cool. The palette and water pot, the paint handle. Not sure about that binder and divider, but you know what? For easy transport of your War Skull cars, that's actually pretty cool. So that is something that you guys we could look forward to, and it might be worth giving a try. I'm not sure, but we still have to wait. We're probably about a year, maybe another year and a half away from them trying it here in the U.S. They might actually. I wouldn't even be surprised if they do it here in the U.S. that they skip 2021 and wait till 2022 and go from there. I'm not sure. Still not sure how I feel about this. All right, rumor engine real quick. I don't think, some people are like, oh, I think that's, a Space Marine thing. It could be, but I really think it's going to be Imperial Guard. The reason why I say Imperial Guard, because those visors look like the Imperial Guard visors that come off a couple of their kits. First off, bare arm. We usually don't see that with Space Marines. And most of the time, Space Marines don't need binoculars. They got souped up senses, and they got their helmets that have, 20 times telescopic sight. I don't know. But we have not seen anything for Astra Militarum anytime recently. And we know that usually these rumor engines are about 6 to 9 months down the line. And in about 6 months, that's probably, maybe 5 to 6 months, we're probably going to see Astra Militarum for Psychic Awakening. So this could be a brand new character that we just haven't seen yet, and that's going to be for Astra Militarum during Psychic Awakening. That is my suspicion. I don't know what you guys think. You guys put it in chat, let me know, but I'm pretty sure this is going to be somebody for Astra Militarum. Everything about that screams Astra Militarum and not the Space Marines. All right. Oh, man, I almost double-clicked there. All right, double check. All right. So past couple days, they've done since, is this today? Yeah, this is today. Let me swap these two. So Monday, we got our first sneak peek about the Sisters of Battle, the box sets that are going on pre-order this week. I cannot give you the prices since I also work for a store. I'm not allowed to reveal the prices, but I can tell you that the prices for the 10 person squad of Sisters of Battle is probably going to be around the price of an Intercessor squad, and the Retributor squad is going to be a little bit, I think a little bit around the same price as a Tau Fire Warrior squad. Approximately within, I don't know, maybe $5 US. Now, if you're in the UK or South Africa, which we do have people in South Africa, or Canada, I don't know your prices, but you can easily take a look at that and get a very good idea about the price range. Now, that between the battles, from what I understood from the rep, was that the Battle Sister squad and the Retributor squad, you're going to want to get both these kits. Probably, I would almost say 2 of the Sisters of Battle squads at least, and then 1 of the Retributor squads. So inside the kits are enough gear to also make the Celestians and the Dominions. You're going to get special weapons in both. You're going to be able to mix match everything. Everything is supposed to be interchangeable with each other. That's how they set these kits up. So there's going to be a lot of cross kit bashing here going, or not cross, that is kit bashing. That's what kit bashing is, but a lot of kit bashing going on here. Especially like we got 1 melta-gun. I think each box will probably have 2 melta-guns, 2 flamers. Yeah, that's what it's looking like right now. And then you're going to get a smattering of heavy weapons, heavy flamers, heavy bolters, multi-meltas. I don't know how many of each, but my guess is probably 2 of each per box for the Retributors. So you're going to want to, especially if you plan on running Celestians or Dominions, you'll probably want that extra Sisters of Battle squad, so you can break that up into a couple of 5-woman squads, or 5, I'm just going to say 5-man squads, 5-man squads for each of them as Celestians and Dominions, or dual Celestians, dual Dominions, however you want to do it, and go, hey, here's all your flamers, here's all your stormbolters, here's all your melta-guns, and do a lot of crossover. And of course, get the heavy weapons for the Sisters of Battle squads and whatnot. So, I mean, ideally, actually, probably, you're going to want a lot of you're probably going to be rocking a lot of these 2 boxes here, to be honest, for your army, because you're going to want probably 3 squads of Sisters. You're going to want some Celestians or Dominions. I forget what, I think it's Dominions are the ones that you want, because they get all the special weapons, and then a couple of Retributor squads. Just at least 2 Retributor squads, so you can, if not make Retributor squads, at least get those heavy weapons and give them to the regular Sisters of Battle squad. So, and then all the options to make your Sisters Superiors are going to be in there that you're going to be able to swap back and forth. Your different types of banners, or the Simulacrum Imperialis, and they've got a variety of versions with that. And there's going to be the little cherubs all over the place, annoyingly, just like in the artwork. They're going to be all over the place. You're going to get so many different options that this is going to be probably one of the most diverse kits out there. Actually, the whole Sisters of Battle, all their kits are going to be so diverse in bits and parts that it's going to be like a converter and hobbyist wet dream, if you will. So something to look forward to as a hobbyist. I might even just nix my very complex Space Marine army and maybe look at doing a Sisters of Battle, because I really love the aesthetic of the models. I don't know about the gameplay too much, but I think conversion wise, I could have a lot of fun with this army. So it's something I'm going to look at. I need to review the codex a little bit more before I delve knee deep in it. Decisions, but I'm still on my sabbatical. So let's go on to the next, today's update, which I thought was really cool. They're still showing off the codex, yay, but they're going to be talking about, most of the stuff we already saw months ago when it released, but I think they're just doing a full update of their normal, hey, here's the codex, here's some special abilities, and it's a little bit easier to talk about to the general masses that did not get the special edition box that came out, the Black Friday box. So the big Exorcist engine, that's the big organ, church organ gun that fires missiles out of the tubes and plays all sorts of music and la 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 la. Lots of fire brimstone stuff. The rules are okay. You have the two different types of missiles. You have the one is heavy 3d6, strength 5 -2, 1 damage. That's the Exorcist conflagration rockets, and then the Exorcist missile launcher. It's 48 both of them 48 inches. The missile launcher is heavy 3d3, strength 8, -3, d6 damage. That's okay. The variable damage is always a little scary, but when you're rolling 3d3 and if they have an ability for you to fire twice, that helps mitigate that a little bit. You're going to be looking at probably 2 or 3 damage on average. I would say actually probably closer to 2 damage on average. So you're not going to be doing a lot of damage to the things, but I think it'll still be nice. Then they talk about the Blazing Heart. That's that Junith Rudia. I can't even tell. I don't know how to pronounce her name, but it's that character model that's going to be coming out. It's got all sorts of snazziness to it. I don't know how its gameplay is going to be because it's going to be a big target, but it could be an awesome centerpiece. And I've actually looked at it and thought about a couple conversions I could do, or display board pieces. So we'll see how that pans out. So that's what's going to be coming the following week. This is probably going to be about a 3-week. I'm suspecting a 3-week release at most. That this will take us all the way to February 1st, because there is a lot of stuff to come out. So we've got the regular Sisters of Battle squad, the Seraphim squad, the Retributor squad, 5 characters. We've got 6 characters. The big Triumph of St. Catherine. We've got the Battle Sanctum. That's this statue and this big terrain piece behind it, I think. We've got Sisters of Repentia. I think I already said Seraphim. We've got the Archoflagellants and the engines, the Penitent engines. So there's a lot to come out over a 2-week period. And I think this week we're only getting 2 model kits, the book, the codex, and the dice. Well, next week, for the 18th. So I think this is going to be about a 3-week release, so brace yourselves, which in a way that's good because that gives you at least 2 pay periods. If you're wanting to get it all right now, it gives you 2 solid pay periods to grab all that stuff. So yay, I guess. Remember, you guys, you don't have to get everything right away. And as usual, they have a beautiful full art codex that's overpriced. They like to charge double for just the special art and an extra little dangly tab in there. I don't think it's worth it. But if you really, really, really like the art and you really like it, you really are going to get knee deep in Sisters of Battle, then dude, do it. Grab it. No regrets. No regrets. Just grab it. But those are only going to be web store only. You're not going to be able to get those in store. So, I mean, some stores can order it, like Atomic Hobby Shop, we can order it. Just keep in mind that no matter how you order those special edition codexes or whatever they limited edition codexes, that whether you order it online at your Games Workshop or Warhammer store or at your local game store like Atomic Hobby Shop, you are going to be getting your codex about a week after, or the week following the actual codex release. So this comes out on the 18th. So if you order that on the 11th, it does not ship until afterwards. So you're probably going to have it on the Wednesday or Thursday after. So it's like the 24th, I think. So just keep that in mind. You will not have your codex on the release weekend if you get the special or limited edition one. So I hope you remember that and or you're not surprised. Okay, so I think that's all I'm going to cover. And Nam pointed out to me yesterday that I still need to do the Alien RPG review right here. I've got the documentation up now. I've got basically the slideshow, if you will, ready to go almost. Some final tweaks. So I am looking at Wednesday night, tomorrow. That is right, tomorrow. Tomorrow, probably an 8 o'clock show, we're going to do the RPG review for Free League's Alien RPG in its roughly in its entirety. I'm not going to go through it in so fine detail that I'm reading the entire book for you. So something to look forward to tomorrow. Definitely tune in because I will also, if I have any rumors, I will begin the show by talking about that, so it'll be a good way for me to get more viewers. All right, so hit that subscribe button, smash it, whatever the saying is that everybody makes fun of, and I will see you guys tomorrow morning. It could be tonight if something pops up, but probably tomorrow morning. Have yourself a wonderful day. Make sure you hit the like and subscribe.